I believe Gane's going to win. I mean, when you become the champion and you beat a man like Alex Pereira, it has to do something for your confidence. And even in Gane's first fight with Tom Aspinall, Tom was looking pretty invincible until Ciryl Gane. Most people feel like Gane was winning that fight. And so I feel like Gane's confidence has to be at an all-time high.
Jon Jones just won't let it go, because even after everything that's happened between him and Tom Aspinall, he's still taking shots ahead of Aspinall's huge rematch with Ciryl Gane. For over a year, fans wanted one fight more than any other. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. It was the fight that would have settled the heavyweight division once and for all.
You have always stated you don't care who you fight. You just want to fight and be active. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things happen behind closed door. Right? Obviously, you've been out spoken about like you want to fight Jon Jones. Yep. Obviously, Jones trying to get his whatever he's got going on together. This is the only sport in the world that I know of that you can have somebody hold your career back.
Yep.
Meaning that like, hey, we have a healthy champion, has shown a little bit of interest to fight you, not really a lot of interest to fight you, but you can't fight because you're like, I'm just trying to fight, but it's not happening. I guess speak on that. Like, how frustrating is it, for you? Your dad is like, guys, can we just get a fucking fight? Because it's not like you're getting younger. You're only going to get older, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm quite lucky in that regard because I don't feel like I have a lot of miles on the clock, and the 32 is quite young for a heavyweight.
Yeah, you're getting right in your prime.
I would definitely fight if I could.
Tom Aspinall, we don't really see that anywhere full stop, but definitely not in the heavyweight division.
No heavyweight moves like him.
No one moves like him.
He moves like a 185er.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
But that's crazy.
Crazy speed for a heavyweight.
Crazy speed.
And that's why
a lot of people are talking shit about Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1-point deduction.
Instead, the matchup never happened. Aspinall spent months waiting for answers, and now the UFC has moved on with a blockbuster rematch against Ciryl Gane. But despite never sharing the octagon with Tom, Jon Jones is still making headlines by weighing in on the fight and continuing the rivalry that refuses to disappear. Joe Rogan has spoken countless times about how unfortunate the situation became for Aspinall. He repeatedly praised Tom as one of the fastest and most complete heavyweights he'd ever seen, while admitting that the division seemed stuck for far too long. Rogan argued that every month spent waiting was another month taken away from a fighter entering the absolute prime of his career.
Tom versus Ciryl, the talk in September. I don't think Paul will be there. We called the September. I'm just saying, if they change it, and they make it Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall, and me and you get the boot, and they bring in DC and John Anik after
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'll be pissed, man.
I will be pissed, but it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen. Let's be honest. One of us, probably me, is getting.
I'll throw an Alex Pereira. I will. I'll complain.
So wait, he wants to fight. He wants to fight in Paris. You're saying?
Ciryl Gane said on the microphone, I believe, or maybe afterwards, whatever. He said in an interview.
No, he said Tom. It in the cage. I want to fight in Paris in September. I'm ready.
Yeah, and Tom Aspinall responded to, I'm ready. I'm training. I'm good to go. I'll fight you in September. I mean, that'd be, and also, because it's not as unbelievable or unachievable as what it previously was, because now there's no pay-per-view.
Listen, we'd let the UFC know that we're ready to go, and we're just waiting for dates. We told them we can do it in Paris, we told them we can do it wherever they want. So we're just waiting for them to let us know. I'm in the gym, smashing it.
We will be with you the week after. We'll come and film a bit of a sesh.
Yeah.
Got the boys back in town, so we'll keep people updated. But as we say, the UFC, we're waiting on them.
We are waiting on them.
I've seen a number of guys do just the opposite. They've gone in the suit and they've tried to get their own brand out, and then they get a check on the way out the door. And I just personally don't agree with it. It's not that somebody told me over at Fox, ESPN, or now Paramount not to do that. Just telling you it's my code, and I don't do that. But I got put in a very difficult situation. I got put in a situation of simply being asked, is Tom going to fight again? And I would like an answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. I sure think so. I sure hope so. I find that coming out of my mouth. I can follow the golden rule in life. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. How would you act, or how would you want to be treated? And if I was in Tom's shoes, right? The golden rule, Tom's got a family, by the way. Tom's got a wife, right? His dad's in his corner. Tom's got a pretty good circle. And Tom fighting and staying active is a family tradition.
Now attention has shifted towards Ciryl Gane. Jon Jones has never hidden his respect for Gane's striking ability. Ahead of the rematch, Jones has suggested Gane has the tools to cause Aspinall serious problems, pointing towards his movement, footwork and technical kickboxing as reasons why this won't be an easy night for the British champion. Whether that's genuine analysis or another subtle dig at Aspinall is exactly what fans have been debating. That's because the history between Jones and Aspinall hasn't gone away. Even though the fight never materialized, every interview seems to add another chapter. Aspinall has spoken openly about how frustrating it was watching his career stall while waiting for opportunities outside of his control. From his perspective, the heavyweight division lost valuable time, and he's made it clear he has no intention of letting that happen again. Jon Jones, meanwhile, has continued to respond in his own way, whether through interviews or social media. Jones has regularly dismissed the criticism, defended his own decisions, and occasionally fired subtle shots back at Aspinall. Those comments have only fueled the rivalry further, leaving many fans convinced the tension between the two remains far from over. The timing couldn't be more interesting because Aspinall now faces the biggest challenge of his reign. Ciryl Gane isn't the same fighter people remember from previous years. He's rebuilt momentum, regained confidence, and enters this fight believing he can finally prove he's the best heavyweight on the planet.
Don't forget, before this whole eye poke bullshit, you were the man.
You
were the man.
Because people talk about Pereira. Tom Aspinall was probably the best finisher in all the UFC, given any division. His fights were lasting like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds. So anyway, so fingers crossed that happens there. Alex Pereira, the company would benefit greatly if Pereira was to become a three-weight division champion.
I'd say so.
And I went against it. I'm like, listen, I thought he lost fair and square and he needs to suck it up a little bit. That's all. You know what I mean? If I was a company man, I'd be saying, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Herb Dean's got to go.
I was going to jump in and just let you guys know that Dana White was asked at the presser, for the fights over the weekend, what he thought about Alex Pereira's comments. And he said, Alex might have a leg to stand on. So,
what's your plan for the rest of my fighting career? I've always been under the idea that I want to be done sooner rather than later. And now it's getting to the point where I'm closer to the end than I am the beginning. I'm at the point now where the generation who I aspire to be are retired now. I wouldn't say I can call them friends, but I'm friendly with them. I've been around them in social situations. I can see the wear and tear that it takes out of people's bodies.
Next, everybody know already. Let's do that in Paris in September. Well, sir, congratulations. Enjoy this.
Paris in September, eh? I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me know.
You're not the boss, you're not the landlord, like
I don't
AJ
mind.
said.
I don't mind. I'll go to Paris. Let me know.
You're up for the rematch.
Let me know. I'll be there.
Stylistically, it's also a fascinating matchup. Gane wants to control distance, stay light on his feet, and force a technical striking battle. Aspinall wants to close the gap quickly, mix powerful boxing with elite grappling, and push a pace very few heavyweights can handle. Joe Rogan has repeatedly explained why Aspinall is such a unique heavyweight. The speed, the timing, and the ability to transition seamlessly between striking and wrestling make him one of the most difficult fighters in the division to prepare for. But Rogan has also acknowledged that Gane's movement presents a very different puzzle to almost anyone else Tom has faced. Across the MMA world, opinions remain split. Daniel Cormier believes Aspinall has the complete skill set to come through another huge test. Michael Bisping has backed Tom's relentless improvement every time he competes. Chael Sonnen believes this could be the defining performance of Aspinall's championship run, while many fans continue to debate whether Gane represents the toughest stylistic matchup available. But hanging over all of it is the shadow of Jon Jones. Because if Aspinall defeats Ciryl Gane in convincing fashion, the conversations surrounding Jones are only going to grow louder again. Fans will inevitably ask whether the fight that never happened should finally become a reality in the future, even if only as a legacy bout. For now, though, Tom Aspinall has made one thing clear. He's done waiting for anybody. The focus is Ciryl Gane, proving he's the undisputed king of the heavyweight division, and showing that every delay, every setback, and every piece of criticism only made him stronger.